sit behind the wheel of a racing car, setting new records of speed at famous international speedways. Share the thrills, excitement, and danger as men of iron gambled their lives on split-second decisions, on four wheels, on two wheels, or on the water. These are the great moments of sport with the best drivers of all time, and you are riding with them as a new page of racing history is written on Speedway International.
Today is the day of the Poor Man's Racing Championship. It's the 100-mile Sportsman Stock Car Finals for locals who have come here from 14 states, from New England, Florida, and Nebraska. It has cost drivers and crews more money than they could afford to come here to Langhorne, Pennsylvania Speedway, but this is the mecca for 106 drivers who are scheduled to start in today's race. These cars have been battered all summer long in collisions on 1/5 and 1/4 mile tracks. And believe me, what wrecks. This is the circular track at Langhorne, Pennsylvania. It's called the fastest mile in the world. The pit area is a busy place. These are not truly stock cars, but sportsman stock cars with souped-up motors. The bodies have been picked up in automobile graveyards. A track official tries to keep up with the unprecedented number of entries. Meanwhile, every hand is put to work, tuning up motors and wiring together the bodies. This race is sponsored by the National Association for Stock Car and Automobile Racing, NASCAR. What manner of men are these who drive these cars? Let's hear an interview with one by Russ Kaplan, our auto racing expert.
Are you the driver of this car?
Yes, I am.
Also own it?
That's right, me and my brother.
What's your name?
Preston Niblett,
Well, Preston, where do you come from?
Dunbar, Delaware.
Oh, you race down in Delaware. Tell me, have you won any races?
Yes, I have.
Well, that's good. This looks like a pretty good car. You expect to do any good today?
I hope to.
Something I'd like to know about it. Do you strap yourself in?
Yes, we do.
Well, let's get in and take a look at it. Show me how you do it. Well, that's the same kind of a strap they use in airplanes, isn't it?
That's right.
Well, now let's look at the front of the car. See what's happening up here. This thing here interests me. What's the purpose of it?
That's a screen to keep the dirt out of the radiator, the real fine dirt, keep it clogging up on a long race.
Yeah, I see the screen, but I mean all this heavy iron here.
Well, that's protection if you hit somebody in front, and the other part of it is just for the whole screen up there, that's all.
Oh, do you ever hit anyone?
Oh, yes, once in a while I had a little excitement.
Is this what's called a hot rod?
That's right.
About how fast would you say it would go, that is, straightaway speed?
I'd say anywhere from 100 to 110 miles an hour.
These drivers are hometown heroes, high point winners in the season's NASCAR-sponsored races on short tracks. Young speed demons like Wally Campbell here. Wally Campbell already has a crowd around him. Here's Russ Kaplan preparing to interview him.
On my left is Wally Campbell, a champion of sorts, right, Wally?
That's right.
Where do you hold your championship now, Wally?
Right now I'm leading points from Grand National.
Well, that's the Grand...
Modified.
That's
the
the Grand Champion. And on my right is Pepper Cunningham. He expressed it a few minutes ago. I don't know why you want to talk to an old-timer like me. Is that right, Pep?
Well, right here I think you have the present and the past. Wally being the present, and I think I'm the past.
Pep, haven't you won a race here?
Yes, in 1946 I won a 100-mile championship race here, and in 48 I was second.
Wally, have you won a race here?
I won last two.
How are you setting today?
I got the pole.
That's right out front. Now tell me something, fellas. I know some fellows own their own cars and others drive for other people. How about yours, Wally?
I don't own this one. Wally Marks owns this car.
You drive for him then?
I drive for him.
Pepper, is it more advantageous to own your own or to drive for somebody else?
Well, Russ, in this day, you can't drive a car and own it and be very practical about it because you make too many race meets a week. And it takes... The driver has to help, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's practically impossible for one man to keep a car up. It takes two. Because in the old days, we used to run one race a week on Sundays and work on the car all week. Now today, you run 5 or 6 days or nights a week, and you have maybe one day free to work on the car.
When was this car new?
This car was brand new this winter.
Well, what happened to it in the meanwhile?
Well, the first race it was out, I wasn't driving it, another driver was driving, and had the misfortune of flipping it a few times.
Campbell and Cunningham managed to make a good living at this perilous business. And it's back to work on the Cunningham car after the interview as Russ Catlin moves down the line of cars in the pits. He spotted another outstanding driver.
What's your last name, Steve? Danish. Where are you from, Steve?
Troy, New York.
Troy, New York. Well, you've got an automobile here that's very interesting. What kind of a motor does it have?
Chevrolet.
Most of them are Fords. Why did you pick a Chevrolet?
Just to be different.
Well, does it run?
Yeah, it does. We've won 13 features with it.
Well, I should say that is pretty good. Thanks a lot, Steve.
Thank you, Ross.
Let's move along the pits with Russ.
Dick Egan? Where are you from, Dick?
Bristol, Connecticut, sir.
Dick, you drive all kinds of automobiles, don't you?
Yes, I've driven midgets, big cars, stock.
What do you do for a living, Dick?
Race.
You just race. Well, you're listed as one of the old pros. Your car looks rather Irish to me. Are you Irish?
Yes, slightly. And my owner, mechanic, he's also Irish.
Well, this Duffy and Egan, by golly, we're going to have to get an O'Reilly in here someplace. What kind of a motor do you have, Dick?
This what we call a Duffy engine.
A Duffy engine?
Yes. It's a V8 engine, modified, of course, internally.
The veteran Dick Egan and Campbell and Cunningham, whom Russ interviewed earlier, are perhaps 3 in 3,000 of these drivers who are dyed-in-the-wool racing professionals. Tires and wheels are checked carefully because on this mile-long track, these cars will be going a lot faster today than they have on the short tracks. This wife's a good sport about it. But these stay safely behind the fence. Crews are doing all they can to prepare these cars for their longest and most important race. Everybody is tense. So it's get down, get under. Every driver and crew hopes to win today. And so the crowd begins to gather at the Langhorne Speedway for this World Series of the souped-up jalopies. Some of today's speed addicts got their start with an investment of as little as $200. These determined drivers gather to learn the rules. The red and yellow flag means slow and single file after a serious accident. The yellow flag means to go slower and hold positions. The drivers listen carefully because if they don't abide by the rules, they may be disqualified. This is too important a race for that. This is the finish line. Drivers will push their throttles hard to get there first. Now it's time for the 106 starters to line up in order that they qualify. Fastest qualifying time was 85 miles an hour. V2's driver is Dick Linder of New Jersey. Wally Campbell, the number 1, has the pole position. He goes through the window. Track officials check to see that all's clear, and mounted police look for spectators who might get into dangerous positions. This picture is from the pace car, which is moving up to the head of the long line. The cars are strung out around most of the mile-long track. These souped-up motors must be held to 15 miles an hour for the pace lap, and there must be no passing until they cross the starting line after the pace lap. The flagman nervously surveys the large field. Wally Campbell in number 1 and Willie Turner in number 6 lead the parade. These men have been used to driving in second gear on short tracks, but with a mile to race on, well, they'll go into high gear today. Here they come, 106 of them. The race is on. Campbell in number 1 and Turner in number 6 lead the pack around that sharp curve. Look at that long string of racing cars. And Turner in number 6 moves ahead of Campbell. The The first lap ends, and Turner in number 6 overtakes the tail end of the field before it has crossed the starting line. Campbell in number 1 is still second. Campbell in number 1 is edging ahead of Turner in number 6, but not for long. The crowd and the partisan rooters in the pit see a terrific battle for the lead. Now Turner in number 6 edging ahead. And now Campbell in number 1. Watch them speeding among the cars like broken field runners in a football game. Turner on the inside of the track and Campbell riding high. The veteran Wally Campbell is pulling ahead. The lead is his for sure now. The motor of number 1 that Campbell's so proud of is roaring ahead. McGrath in 54, Dick Linder in B2. They're bunching up now. Turner in number 6 is quite a way behind. These four can see cars begin to boil up. Some have had to quit already. This is not like the slam-bang races on the quarter-mile track. They're making pit stops in droves. The crews jump into action. One puts in oil, another water. Pit crews stay back for safety because cars are pitting fast. Number 76 looks hot. Look out there, a geyser. It's all over for him. Careful there, boy. Back up. You've got to have a clean windshield. The race goes on past him. Our interview friend Preston Niblett in 22D wheels alongside Wally Campbell. Number 1 pulls on ahead and threads his way through the crowded track. He gets through them all. Now we have a new contender in the race, Frank Schneider in number 88. Schneider has really got going, and he's gaining on Wally Campbell in number 1. He's had that $1,000 first place money. The total purse is $4,250. Campbell in number 1 is a new contender after him, Ollie Bunn in the car with a big X on the side. Bunn, the Bristol, Connecticut boy, is squeezing ahead. Where out of that crowd did he come from? Schneider in number 88 and Linder in B2 are still battling. Preston Niblett in 22D is trying to work through the bunched-up cars. What's wrong? A car is stalling out of the race. It's a wreck. He turned over. Another car hits him. The first crash of the race in 18 laps. The NASCAR official waves the yellow caution flag. The cars slow down. Driver John Steffen of Newark, New Jersey is hurt. Another comes to help him. An official runs to help, too. The pace car flies a red and yellow flag. The racers must follow slowly in single file until the track is cleared. There goes the wreckage of Stevens' car. He's painfully but not seriously hurt. The last of the wreckage is cleared away for resumption of the race. The green flag signals full speed ahead. And they're at it again. Ollie Bunn's ahead in X, but Campbell in number 1 pulls alongside. They're neck and neck as they go into the sharp turn. Campbell's pulling ahead. Wally's still in the lead as they come past the grandstand. Ollie Bunn in X is closing in, though. Watch this battle around the curves of this circular track. X is ahead. Ollie Bunn Bunn in X is trying to increase his advantage. This race has everything. Bunn in X manages to gain just a little. Wally Campbell in number 1 is pulling up on Bunn in X. And ahead, now Bunn comes up. And Bunn goes into the lead. What's happened to Campbell? Holly Bunn in X is really surging ahead. Campbell has been left far behind. Here comes Campbell in number 1. He's in trouble and has to pit. His crew doesn't waste a second. Same old geyser trouble. And oily dust on the windshield. Meanwhile, Holly Bunn in X is gaining all he can and lapping every car in sight. He passes 2 at a time. But Wally Campbell is now in the race, not by a long shot. Anything can happen. It doesn't take long to pick up speed. Right now, Holly Bunn in X has clear sailing out of the pack where he can make the best speed. But trouble is dogging Wally Campbell. He's back in the pits before he can really get going. The pits are still swarming with activity. Look at the oily dirt in the mesh in front. Something's got to be done in a hurry. McGrath's worked up ahead of steam, and number 66, the first steamer we saw in the race, goes back in again. Niblett in 22D and Dick Kohler in 352 speed past. But Holly Bunn in X is way out there now. Another wreck. A car goes through the guardrail and into the woods. The driver's okay. He waves to the anxious spectators. Campbell's going strong again. And Bunn in X is the man Campbell's after. A car is stalling. There's a fire in the pits. Gasoline and oil feed the flames started when Frank Holzauer came in with his car aflame and badly burned himself. He caught fire on the back stretch and his brakes failed to hold. Say those men are going in after another car. Will they make it? They get the car out okay. The red flag stops the race. Drivers can't see for the smoke. Firefighters have acted quickly, but keep their distance. Flames from an explosion burst high in the sky. The blast is terrific. Flames reach the fuel tank. Firefighters are doing their best to get the flames under control. Can they succeed so the race can be resumed? Well, we'll see. This is what fire has done to this car. Our driver looks pretty dejected about it. Meanwhile, tow cars and crews are busy clearing away stalled cars and wreckage around the track. Here's the one that went into the woods a while ago. Here's the driver all cleaned up. 48 laps have been run. Half the 100 laps must be run before the race can be considered officially completed. They'll have to start again or it's no race. There goes another wreck. They're going to start again. They're all lined up as nearly as possible in the order they stopped. Official checkers have been counting the laps of each car. That's veteran Dick Egan on the right. He's replacing Holly Bunn at the wheel of X. The last of the wrecks comes in to allow the race to go on. Here they come, Egan in X, Frank Schneider of Maryland in 88, Wally Campbell in number 1. 2 more laps and somebody will be an official winner, whatever happens. off again. Egan and X is keeping the lead. Now Campbell in number 1 is pulling ahead of 88. Campbell in number 1 has second for sure now, but he has to gain 5 laps to overtake Egan. Well, that's possible. Egan's experience will be tough to beat, though. Schneider in 88 hasn't given up, and he's gaining. He's even with Campbell in number 1. This battle has been going on all afternoon. There are still some 60 of the 106 starters in the race, and a lot of them still hope to finish in the money. Dick Kohler in 352, for instance. Dick Linder in V2 is still a contender, and number 1 is pouring it on again. There comes 88 through the crowd. Campbell in number 1 holds the edge over Schneider in 88, but he has to give it all he's got. Look out! Well, that puts Schneider's number 88 out of the money. V2 is really driving now. He's one of the standouts in the crowd. Egan's skill is apparent. He could show off well in any race. But Campbell's the one who's in a hurry. He's heading into the field again with some 20 miles to go. Look at him taking everything in his way. And he gets through. Our cameraman is keeping a close watch on this curve. It's rough. Watch some of the cars as they hit ruts. From the pits, the blackboard signal flashes an okay. Is it really okay? A car hits the wall. Another hits him. He's heading for the wreckage. It's Wally Campbell. He's spilling gasoline. Wally Campbell still in the burning car. He's out. He's safe. Drivers out with their cars.
Please, stay away from the track. All unauthorized personnel, please, are cooperating and requested. Please stay away from the track.
This smoking Hulk was Wally Campbell's pride and joy. Fire has ruined it now. The race is over, of course, at 83 miles. Wally Campbell is given second place behind Dick Egan in number X. Down there, 10 cars are piled up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most spectacular wreck ever photographed in an automobile race. The driver of the car which first hit the wall, Don Black, has escaped with a compound fracture of the leg. You saw Campbell get out of his flaming car and go scot-free. Some of the others have been bruised, and that's all. Why did cars keep on piling into this mess? Well, some 50 of them were still in the race. Things happened so fast that they could not be warned, and driving in bunches, they sped around the sharp curve to be confronted by fire and wreckage. Some got through, some didn't. The drivers themselves can't really explain it. And thus ends the championship. the 100-mile Sportsman Stock Car Race, one of the most thrilling speed events in history. Veteran Dick Egan receives the trophy in the gathering dusk at Langhorne Speedway.